Time being 8 o'clock, I'll call this public hearing to order. I'll start out by introducing the planning board. On my far right is Anthony Kinahan, James Noyes, Howard Anderson on my left, Jerry Stetson on my far left. Donna Carter is our recording secretary, and I'm Hugh Hurley, the chairman. This is a public hearing, so the public has an opportunity to speak and find out what's going on, and we look forward to hearing from the public, because sometimes they know things that we don't know. But I do ask that all questions be addressed through the chair, and that you identify yourself before speaking. That being said, the first one will be BC Way, which has applied to finalize their subdivision. It's a subdivision off of Manley Street, and do we have the as-built plans with us? I know we have them. What is this one? Dennis, it's yours. Would you like to speak to the issue?
In terms of the plans?
Yes. Or in terms of the subdivision?
No, I think it speaks for itself. Everything's done. The area up by the Manley Street was reseeded and stuff that had washed out, but other than that, it's in decent shape.
Okay. Have you, we had a correspondence with our town council regarding the conveyance.
Yeah.
Have you,
Yeah.
has anything been prepared to address those issues?
Yeah.
Because we haven't seen it, have we?
Yeah, because I had sent something first, and then you wanted a deed instead of.
The town council wanted a deed, and he wanted, if it is being sold by the manager versus the.
Yeah, I know. My attorney's been in touch with David Gay, so.
Okay, but you haven't been in touch with us.
I thought that was taken care of. I can check into it.
No, we haven't received anything other than that. The last I knew was when I forwarded to you
Yep.
the concerns of the town council, and I haven't seen anything since then.
I know I spoke to her a week or so ago, and I
We
was
did get a
informed that it was all
letter.
set.
Is it
but-
not there? Because I found on the file. There was a letter from David Gay.
Yeah, that's the one.
What's the dates on those hearings? Are those tonight? The newspaper ads. Those are for this
Yes.
recent, right?
Right.
Okay, so
Is it-
the letter should be in either that one or.
All I'm seeing is
Alright,
this is just full of copies of the notice.
There's another file here.
Okay.
Kids on Halloween.
Until I know, we had some concerns and.
Sean's kids, that's all we got.
We got this one from Concom.
Oh. Yeah, I don't have a copy of the one from town council. I've got what I sent to him. we had concerns with the easement fee, the ownership, questioning whether the manager had the authority to sign the conveyance.
Because we read it at the last meeting, and then we would put it with the file, so we would have it tonight. This is all the old stuff.
Yeah, I got a copy of that David Gay's correspondence, and I forwarded it to the attorney. So,
Oh.
and I know she was in touch with him, taking care of whatever he was looking for. So
Okay.
I'll follow up on it
Okay,
tomorrow,
yeah,
make sure it's.
yeah, because
it's done.
we were not in the loop, as we should have been.
The question was, we wanted the deed because it was,
We wanted the fee in the road. They were only
Yeah.
granting an easement.
Right.
We questioned because it's a LLC,
You want to confirm that the trustee could in fact transfer the property?
yeah, or the manager, I think it's.
Manager, right.
All right. And then we had questions on whether where it was still owned by somebody, whether the assessors would be able to tax it.
and who was responsible for the road.
And, yeah, and then the other thing was, if we don't own the road, does it come off our chapter 90?
You will
Say-
own the road. You'll own everything.
And which is the simplest thing. You don't want it.
I don't want it. That's
No.
right.
Yeah, you sell land, you don't keep land. So, but we just haven't seen it, so we have those questions. We got a couple things to do. We've got to do some site visits, so why don't we come up with a time? The plans have been prepared, the bounds are in. I know last time I looked at it, it looked pretty good. But we still should do a site visit and get that documentation to us. 'Cause
I'll have that squared away.
Here, here's the, that's about the letter.
Yeah. Yeah, we included in our minutes, yeah. Which, okay, as long as it's being addressed
Yeah.
is really the main thing. Anybody got any thoughts on a time to do a site visit? You're probably seems you're the only one
The
gainfully
work.
employed. What would be good for you?
Off the top of my head, I think everything's fairly good, morning, afternoon.
Okay, good.
Are we gonna do them all at the same?
Yeah, why don't we do them all?
Okay.
It won't be that many. Pick a, can you, pick a date?
Sure, hide.
There you
Well,
go.
if you wanna do them next week, that's fine, I don't have anything.
It looks all right. I mean, what we've seen.
I got no.
Yeah, I'm open next week, so you wanna pick a date, I'll pick a time, we'll go do one through, and if you get the,
I'm good any day but Tuesday.
Tuesday's not good, okay. And you get the, information to us, you know, when we get the blessing of town councils, at our next meeting, we'll vote on it to release it, as long as everything's okay when we're out there. By the way, is anybody here from BC Way? Yes, sir. Do you have any concerns or questions about, maybe I should have explained this a little bit.
My
Got
name
it.
is John Serva. I live in 2 BC Way. I just want to find out, I've been living already 4 years over there. I just want to find out when they're going to stop plowing and cleaning the streets.
Okay, that's what this is about. This is to close out a development. They have to get it approved, they have to build it, and the last thing is preparing as-built plans showing what they did and acceptance plans. When we are satisfied, everything is the way it should be, and we have a deed of conveyance, that's what we've been talking about, so that it can be conveyed to the town, we will accept it. We will, we're holding money that is being held in surety. We will return all but a couple $100 to cover the recording of the plans. At the next town meeting, they will be put on the town meeting warrant and the road will be accepted. Then, at that point, it'll be a town road. Right now, it's a private road. But I believe that as soon as we accept it, that the town will start plowing it. But up to this point, it's been the developer's responsibility for it.
And when's the next town meeting, I'm told?
Whenever.
It could be, it could be this fall. We may not go until June, but I believe that once we sign off on it, then they'll be doing the plowing.
So it won't happen this year.
Yeah, because we're 2 weeks away from doing it. If we'd had all the deed and everything, and if that had been straightened away, we probably would have voted on it tonight. But until we get that all in place, we won't do it. No, it's going to happen very shortly.
Thank you.
Okay. So for the site meeting, we can't do Tuesday, which my phone says it's going to rain Tuesday anyways. I don't know how smart my phone is, but so you want to do Monday or Wednesday?
Wednesdays, probably.
Wednesday? How's that sound?
All right with me.
What's that date?
14.
Thank you.
Okay. So if next Wednesday you see people wandering around, it's probably just us. I'm going to go out and do a final thing.
What time?
Pick a time.
8?
What time?
8 o'clock? Can-
Anytime, certainly.
8 o'clock?
My
okay?
schedule's wide open.
8 o'clock at night, right? No.
I'm only kidding.
If I don't get there, start without me.
Okay. I'll give you a wake-up call.
Yeah, that's just what I was saying. Is your wife going to work before you leave? Go and blow it, blast it on. Yeah, wake them up.
Okay, so 8 o'clock, we'll go up there. And Dennis, if you'll ever forward that to us. Oh, I've got a,
I have it.
Bill Farm?
I found it.
I'll make sure you have it.
Yeah, I have it here somewhere.
Okay.
Tip of my hand on it.
okay, we also have a letter from the Conservation Commission, which I read a couple weeks ago and forget what it says. Okay, the commission would like to inform the planning board that the developer has not received a certificate of compliance from the Concom. So,
On what? I have all
But-
my certificates.
you do for,
Yeah.
you say that, for the BC Way road construction and for the construction of drainage basins, both of which are near wetlands. And then it goes on. He didn't CC you this, or did he? No, you're not CC. Would you scan it and email it to Dennis in the morning? As part of, has to provide the commission with an as-built of the subdivision's infrastructure, which we got right here. You're not received an as-built from the engineer, not
When is that dated?
October 4.
Just recent.
Yeah, when he heard we were doing it. I'm surprised you're not CC'd on it, so. And they're requesting that we do not do anything until their conditions have been complied with. But usually they're holding something too. I'm not sure.
There's no conditions on that paper?
No, it doesn't say what the condition.
Who's
But
that
you-
from?
It's from John Delano.
Usually it's more complete.
Yeah. But you know what the trouble is? This started, in fact, I think you're the third owner. It started for a guy named McDonald that did the over 55 housing. Then he sold it to the guy that you bought it from. So you're the third one in here, so I'm not sure what the story is, so it might be a good idea. We'll scan that and send it to you in the morning, but it might be a good idea to
I'll stop in
check.
and see John.
Yeah,
Because that's news to me.
yeah, okay. And also, we have an invoice for the certified mailing and the publishing of the public notice for $470 that you can hit, you can
I'll
have.
take that.
Okay, with that being said, so we're gonna do a site visit. We'll wait for the information from the attorney, and hopefully you can get this straightened away with John. Our next meeting, we're not meeting on the night before Thanksgiving, so our next meeting is December something. I'll tell you. in a minute.
2, 3, 3rd.
Yeah,
5th.
5th. Yeah. So our next meeting will be December the 5th, so we'll take care of it at that time. So I'll continue this hearing to December the 5th at 8 o'clock. Hopefully, we've got time to get everything in order, and we'll vote on it that night, that time. Okay, thank you for coming.
Very good, thank you.
Who's been plowing it so far? The contractor been doing it?
I don't know.
Probably.
Must be, because he's getting nervous about it.
Not 2. Things been done a year.
Okay, the,
That's Christ, that stage's been good in the
we
park.
have the second public hearing tonight. Right here. And the time being 8:17, I'll open the public hearing by reading the legal notice as it appeared in the Brockton Enterprise. Notice is hereby given pursuant to Mass General Laws, Chapter 41, Section 81T. The West Bridgewater Planning Board will hold a public hearing on Wednesday, November the 7th, 2018 at 8 p.m. in the McDonald Brown Conference Room at Town Hall to discuss a definitive subdivision plan submitted by Miller Engineering on behalf of the owner applicant, Kevin and Patricia Parker. The intent of the plan is to create a 2-lot subdivision entitled Parker's Way to be developed off of 120 East Street and further described as Assessors Map 34, Lot 56. Copies of the plan are available at the office of the town clerk for review. Okay. Got that out of the way. Everybody was here when I said how this is a public hearing, and public invited to speak at it or ask questions. But first of all, I want to hear from the proponent as to what they're doing, what they're proposing to do with this. I ask before you speak to introduce yourself and be recognized by the chair. With that being said, Mr. Miller, are you going to be the spokesman?
My name is James Miller from Miller Engineering in Plainville. And I prepared the plan that we have. This is a look at a plan that we did a few years ago for a single lot. This one is for a second lot from the same lot. Previous one. Both the lots, I think, meet the zoning requirement. I've shown the total frontage. Parker's Way is intended to be a private way. Currently it's a driveway. We're going to regrade and widen the road pavement to 18 feet. That's about 11 now. And we've also provided some minimal drainage to prevent any water from going out onto East Street with a swale and a catch basin. And other than that, we've asked for a bunch of waivers from the subdivision regulations because it's a single lot, so it's, I don't know what else to say.
Okay. This is. Good.
Yeah, yes, his, Kevin's son has driveway off of this too, right? I mean, entrance to his garage, is no driveway on East Street, right?
No,
It's coming off of this road to his driveway, but it isn't shown here.
Yeah.
Even though his son's address
Yeah,
is East
right,
Street, there's
right,
still,
right,
yeah,
right,
yeah,
there's a
yeah,
driveway does come off of there, yes.
yeah.
Okay. Probably the precedent for this, because we do allow one lot subdivisions, and we've got several of them around town, but we do have one that was expanded to a two lot for family members, very, very similar to this, and that would be God's Way off of East Center Street, Ira Smith's parcel. They had built a house in back, and then they wanted to get an additional one because they had this additional land for a family member. Which is the same situation here where Mr. Parker had his house and he wants it for his daughter. He's going to be building the house there.
She's gonna take over my house, build a new.
Oh, okay. But it will be a family thing. And that one also was 18 feet of pavement, which actually, the 18 feet of pavement should have been put in back when we originally did the first one. It should have been done, because I believe if you look on the plans, it was called for, it should have been done then, but this one here definitely will have to be done.
Where's the house gonna be, the new one?
It'll be in here.
Okay, it's way over there, yeah.
I have a question on the leaching basin.
Yeah.
Does it have to be a basin, or can it be like we've had up in that neighborhood, a swale that is dug down, filled with stone? Because that ground up there is almost
Sand,
beach sand.
sand.
Instead of having a basin to have to worry about top getting, if it's built with a, with the permeable, with the filtration material, soap, stone, and whatever, and it can be mowed type of situation.
Well, this will be a basin right to grade. I'll let Mr. Miller, the engineer, address it.
yeah, basically it's a leaching chamber like they used to use for septic systems. It's a concrete basin with holes in it for drainage. And the pipe, well, there's no pipe. The swale will drain into the
Basin.
basin.
What are you saying, Jerry, though? You want, make a grassed in
I
area?
was just gonna eliminate it being a basin per se, but still a swale that it would drain into.
Probably
I just
this is the best, because this can be maintained.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whereas the other, in time it could clog up. This is what the engineer feels will do the job.
Well, I know they work up there because we've got them at the end of Orchard Drive.
Yeah. Oh, yeah,
And
that's
those have never overflowed except if the grates become plugged.
probably the best ground in town as far as soil
I
goes.
would say so.
West Bridgewater is not noted for good soils, that's for sure.
I went down and looked at God's Way, and basically this is the same, except the two houses on God's Way, that road, I believe, will go to Bertorelli's property. It could. Kevin's property, once this is done, there's nothing, no, unless they can't go because, what is
All
it?
built around it.
It's Orchard Drive and Apple, they're all in back here, so this will be the end. God's Way could be extended sometime.
You're right,
Yeah.
because here's God's Way,
Yeah, and
and here's Bertarelli's.
yeah, and so, I mean, there's a house here and there's one up in
Yeah.
here, yeah. So his can be extended if it had to be and made, but Kevin's is
it.
Kevin's is done. I mean, once this is done, they can't go anywhere. You know, they can't extend it. God's Way, the houses are out of the way so that they can go, but Kevin's is
Yeah, this is
done.
it.
Yeah.
That's the only question I got.
Okay. Let's just review the waivers that they're asking for is typical of these simple subdivisions. We do it.
Well,
Waivers, plan scale. We put it at a 50 scale rather than a 40 scale so we can get everything on. No key map, although you do have a locus map, so which suffices. No 100-foot scale location map, which is usually for multi-sheet one. No covenant, although you'll either have to build a road or put surety up before you can get a building permit for, if you're not putting in.
For
In
the
fact,
road.
that's what we were just, no, we were talking, yeah, we were talking earlier, I think it was before you came in though, Kevin. We have one up on Spring Street, it's very similar to this, and they have surety on it, and they're looking for release of surety. So either put the surety up or build the road. If you can get it built before the plans close, you could do it. Otherwise, just put some
They're
surety up
still
front.
doing, they're still working.
Okay, plan and profile, we don't have a profile, no topographical plan, although you do show some contours to demonstrate the drainage facility. No utility map, because basically there'll be no utilities coming in here.
Are they already in above ground?
Yes.
To get, yeah, so.
There's a transformer right in front of my house.
No drainage calcs, no tree plans, no
Don't need a tree plan up there.
no street cross sections, no test pits boring, no, okay, the performance guarantee, you'll either performance guarantee or build it, so we won't grant the performance agree one. No corner roundings at the intersection. You're able to round the pavement, the 18-foot gives you plenty of room to round the pavement, so you don't have to cut the property line back, because normally you cut the property line back, so that would come out.
That's because of the 40 feet, right? He can do it within the 40 feet.
Yes.
Yes. Allow the use of a T at the end of the roadway. In fact, I think, Jim, didn't we talk about the spelling of T when I first saw this?
I think we did.
Yeah,
Did I forget to change?
you still got a cup of tea here.
No,
The AutoCAD has spell check, which is wonderful, but the drink tea is spelled differently than the T intersection that we have here, but that's okay. In lieu of circular.
Should
No
that
pa-
not be shown though? He doesn't show, I mean, there's no sort of turnaround ends at the two driveways. Should that not be
Yes.
shown?
Yeah,
I have a question, does this pavement go all the way to here?
yeah.
And then
Okay,
the
that-
driveway goes off of that?
That's what Jimmy is saying.
Yeah, okay.
We should have the T up here, we should have the designated 18 feet of pavement to show that we do have because the whole idea is sort of a fire truck can get in and out of the police can, so we will need to have that.
What would the distance have to be? There's no distance on that.
Usually the length of a fire truck, 40, 50 feet, is usually enough to do it, which you've got plenty of room to do it, so you just have to. Are you going to try to keep the existing shed there?
Yeah.
Okay.
So be in front of that?
Yeah, put it in front of it. Pretty much the way, what it'll be the driveway to the house. is what it is.
Yeah.
That's how you do it, you do the driveway.
Yeah,
The driveway to the house can only, that doesn't have to be 18
No,
from that point.
as soon as you get,
Yeah.
you know, that
Once you
line
get
thing,
that,
then you-
once you get that turn back, placed it back in and turn around, once that, what is it, 50, whatever he said, then the rest can do what you want, be lawn and drive over it if you want.
Okay, no parcel of land suitable for roadway at end of that dead and okay. Reduce pavement width from 24 to 18 feet, which, reducing the curb and berms, no sidewalks, no underground utilities other than, the water service will be the underground. No water main each lot, okay, so you're just going to run an additional service in there, so you now have a service coming in. Run another one, and that's with whatever the water department is happy with. Have you got a 3/4 inch or a 1 inch coming in there?
The 1 inch coming in.
Probably for that distance they would have given, otherwise you would have lost it in friction. No fire hydrant, no street lighting, no gas mains. Is the gas on East
There's
Street?
gas into my house, yeah.
Well, you do have gas.
Yeah.
So what you do is probably just another simple
Yeah, they can come
individual,
off-
sir.
I talked to the gas company, they can come right off of that line
Okay.
to the new house.
Storm management plan, no planted trees. Okay, allow concrete monuments in lieu of granite. That's something else you're going to have to show with some bounds on it, Jim. What we'll probably be looking for, have these squares, are those bounds,
Yes,
are the existing bounds?
they're not existing because they never got set.
Okay.
There are other bounds on East Street and
No, but what we should have is a couple at the beginning and at the end,
okay.
just so that it can be defined. Any further questions before I open it up to the public? Anybody here from the public got any questions or wish to speak? Okay. Any further concerns of the planning board? Okay, so we got,
Other than specify the part that comes off for the turnaround, for the
Right.
T, the distance, what are we gonna expect? 40, 50,
probably 40 feet's enough.
40 feet?
I don't think any of the fire, that's enough for the fire.
Yeah,
truck.
nobody can drive it anyways.
That's including him too, 'cause that's why he got out.
Okay.
My Toyota can make it in.
Okay, so, you could make those couple of changes, Jim. And at our next meeting, which will be in December, we can vote on it. Either that or do you want to do a conditional vote?
I'd rather wait till the.
Yeah,
Okay.
he's gotta come back.
Okay.
But if he wants to, he can do the roadway.
Yeah, if you, I was gonna say, if you can
Once
get
they
the road
get it-
done
get it
now
done and get it in before the.
before they quit.
Very good.
Okay.
That being said, I will close the hearing for tonight.
He's all
Thank you
set.
very much.
Thank you for
Yep.
coming in.
From my age, getting married.
Okay. Oh, Kevin, I got a Christmas card for you.
Son-in-law, that's his daughter, the little one? The little one? Oh,
He works for the union.
Okay, thanks.
oh, well, I'm sure. Yeah, carpenter,
Okay.
like his son.
How you doing, Jim?
Both sons all working since.
Keeping busy?
Hang in there, yeah.
Good.
No, Josh is older. Oh, yes, yeah, Aaron's the youngest.
Kid.
Okay, is,
It's like 52, Josh.
it says, close, entertain a motion to approve the minutes as submitted.
So moved. Second.
Second.
And all those in favor?
I
And I'll entertain a motion to adjourn at,
don't know.
Can we go longer?
come on,
Make an
some,
hour program?
okay, if you guys are,
What are you gonna?
So moved.
okay, we got a so moved. Do we have a second?
Second.
Okay. We adjourned at 8:35.